So just before that break, we just left on that point on pricing of artwork. Um, my take is that I think that it's actually built, or sort of corruption is sort of built into that. I want to give you just an example. One of my artworks was actually rejected by a certain gallery because it was on the wrong paper. He felt that the paper wasn't, and I just used, I don't even know what, because to me it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to find the most expensive and the most, I don't do any of that shit. And he actually rejected it because, and then they look at the price and they also charge you with the price. I was quite insulted, and I've never spoken to them since because I was deeply, deeply insulted by that. And it also just raises the point, like, my brother, what what is what is going on here? Please justify yourself. And the I just find the pricing of these things completely ludicrous. Um, no one has ever, and I've asked many people over the years to explain it to me. And I think if I ask 10 people, I got 10 different answers. And but yet, the artist is you make your living. None of us chose this profession. You either have it or you don't. There's no middle ground, and I know you can relate to what I'm saying. You either are an artist or you're not. So for us that are, our whole careers can't be based on something which can change by the drop of a hat. Today, this piece is worth 2.5, tomorrow's worth 20K, next week is worth 200K. Like, what the fuck? I watched this video. I mean, I watch a lot of shit with YouTube. I don't remember. I
Me
don't
too.
have.
That's my library.
Me too. Yeah. But I don't remember what the thing was called, what channel it was from. But I just explained, it was some American thingy, of course. I was explaining how the pricing works, and they gave this example of this Michael and yeah, one of these Renaissance people. They found some artwork in a thingy somewhere, and went from for over 3 decades. It was just in somebody's house. Now that thing is worth an astronomical amount of money, and it's owned by some oil-rich Saudi something something. I mean, it's worth. I think
Who who
it just
who who probably puts it? Who probably hides it in some fishing container somewhere and never sees it because it's purely an investment or a money laundering cow. I don't know.
and then they find, I don't know where they find these scientists to prove that this dude actually did, make it. Just for everybody who's watching this channel, I can tell you now, the artists are incredibly talented people, and they must seriously not underestimate an artist. If I want to create something that looks like Pirnev, for example, I can do that in this very studio over here, and I can fool you. Firstly, Piranev's technique is really simple, and I can mix that paint. I can really fool you. You have to be really, and I can actually go and hire a scientist that also, talks on my behalf. That is
Yeah.
that thing is ludicrous, and I can't believe that it's been going on for hundreds of years, and everyone is just okay with it. It's just okay with it.
Yeah.
That's also
Going
that's
back
also
to letting go of things that are not based on authenticity and truth. Like I feel like that's one of the things I had to let go of. Like the pricing, that acceptable pricing system, and like just clear that out. I might not know what is better, but I truly believe that you know some people like, and not just believe. I know, like, for instance, there's artworks that would get bought by like a big company that has a lot of money for a higher price than I would have ever imagined to even put, on that thing. And that's because they have the money to put whatever price to them, that price is nothing. To me, it's a lot. And like, and they essentially just bought the digital rights to use it commercially, right? So the actual artwork is still there, and I can still sell it as what it is. Um, and so I remember recently someone wanted to buy the artwork, and like I was saying, all my work is on like how much do you want to buy it for? You choose, right? And so and still, so now it's like the hurdle of like everyone else. So now still the person is like, okay, but how much was it originally, so
Mm.
that I don't give you
Yeah,
too little?
yeah,
And
yeah.
and I had to like again, try to figure out how to put it in context and like realize. And I was like, well, actually, I've already gotten money for these artworks, way more money than like I could have even asked for. So literally, like there is, once I give you the price that it originally was, and you can't afford it, now like you're gonna pull back and think whatever you're gonna give is too little or too high, and like I can't even and I'm sure a lot of artists go through this, like when someone says, oh my god, I love your work, I want to buy this, how much is it? You give them the price, and like you never hear from them again. That is such a heartbreaking thing for any artist.
Oh, I can relate.
Like you get so much anxiety when someone asks you how much is it, and like I would go through like a whole, because I'm like, this is the moment where like someone who actually wants to buy could disappear purely because they can't afford it.
Because they
And
can't
it's like,
afford it. Mm.
and they're not going to say it because like it's embarrassing for them as well, I'm guessing. And it's like, it just creates a whole lot of like emotional distress that that
Absolutely,
like
man.
we don't need. We don't
Absolutely.
need.
That is a very that creates a hell of a lot of anxiety. I was at one book fair some years back, and I had my illustrations there. And just to explain to people how much I charge for this, how much I charge for that, you already, I got into this. Camilo, are you still there?
I can't hear you. I'm still here. You are
Oh, yeah, the
frozen.
screen
Can
just,
I?
yeah, the screen just froze there. My connection, I think there's load shedding on the way. My connection's not that strong. But anyway, we're gonna wrap up soon anyway. So I just want to
Yeah,
say, that that anxiety, it's fucking intense, man. I don't think enough people speak about that shit. It's seriously intense
we
because,
don't.
as you
We
say,
don't.
you have that window of what, like a minute, if a minute,
Yeah.
and you don't know that price you drop over there. One time, I just want to raise you. I was okay. I won't call out names here, but I was with this. It's renowned. I was gonna say in what part of Gauteng they are, but I don't give it away. Um, but I was there. They wanted this huge ass mural. It was also now for this time June 16 thing. And there was another dude who I know. I know him well. We don't really get along, which even made it even more because then they called him first, and I was sitting there like, "Ah," because I went there, yo, I'm gonna charge him this amount. Then I saw this dude. So what I did is I um what's the word? I charged like basically nothing. I lived on that thing for a month. Um, and after a month later, it was back. I find that process, now with COVID and all this shit, like sitting back and thinking, I thought about that the other day, and I'm like, fucking hell, man. Like, this is also an institution that also caters for artists, but they call two people, they put you there together in the waiting room. Now, already, like, how insensitive is that? Now you got to
Yeah. Picture
under like,
each other.
what's up with that? I find that shit just wrong. Just
It
wrong.
is so
This is an
wrong.
institution that is supposed to be for the arts. Like,
It isn't. It isn't.
it's just wrong. And those type of things really, really forced me to relook at my entire. I mean, I'm about 20 or so years in this thing. Um, and just to say, like, I can't do this for another 20 fucking years. I'm gonna build my own platform. I'm broke as fuck, but I'm gonna get
Mm.
people, and as it should have it, they all work people is willing to design the technology for me, and we have an arrangement.
Thank the tech gods for that. for AI.
Yeah. Some people will not thank Jesus and shit, but I think I work my butt off to get here. I'm not gonna thank nobody, like because these guys
No,
reach
no,
out,
no.
because they know my reputation and I put in the
Mm,
work. So it's I wanna reach it because we can't do this for another 20 years, especially given that we're now in 2023. We have all this technology. I was reading something about these flying cars, which is becoming much more of a reality. And I would think, just imagine like there's a car flying past you here, and you get on it, but we're using the same system to sell art that we did in the 19th century.
mm,
That's not progressive. That's going backwards, if you ask me. So yeah, man, I
mm.
just wanted to raise that point, and really, it's very personal to me. Clearly, um, and
Yeah, me
I,
too. Hey,
I just know a
like,
lot of other artists who had similar story.
yeah, it's a very toxic um system that has, whew, I mean, throughout history, like, yeah, it has really messed with um an artist's even sense of worth, sense of being, and like sense of purpose when even the price of your work is like a gatekeeping tool, and like every single thing um attached to like the selling of your work in some an industry that is supposed to serve you. It's like it becomes another tool of beating down on you.
Yeah,
You
man.
have people telling you that you are um like um either belittling you or like praising you for all the wrong reasons. It's
Yeah, man.
like, mm,
It's really time to change. I would think, and I think only we can. I think that the majority of the world underestimates artists too much, that we can, you think you can only work like this. I
mm,
actually take that as a bit of a challenge. It really, not that it inspires me, but it sort of pushes me because I don't want to be inspired by shit like that. But like it really motivates me to get up and to constantly move. Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
do better.
not
Yeah.
to not repeat to the same point over and over, but we made our point on that. I'm just gonna let that just be supposed to spend the next 20
Yeah,
minutes with saying the
but
same thing.
yeah, but like I just think we should all just remain like you're saying, like you seeing that as a challenge. That's the optimism that we need. Like instead of it putting you down, it's like, okay, this is now my mission to like do it my way, and like make it work, like because it is possible, like it all is possible. We just need to like make that step of like completely letting go of the things that don't serve us, and
Yeah,
like focus like all our intention on like what will serve us, even if it's
yeah,
on an individual. It's just you doing that triggers something in someone else to do it for themselves as well.
yeah. And sort of relates to the point we made earlier on about after COVID, like losing everything and just really looking at what constitutes success to whoever. Honestly, I think artists should have more and more of these conversations. One thing that really pains me, and this is more a post COVID world, is the amount of artists that's taking their own lives. I can think of quite a few, male, mostly singers, but still. I can think of a few artists that have just, yeah, that glow on their skin has since disappeared. I also know a few artists that um, anxiety can be mistaken for a few other things. Not always that you're being inspired, is that you have a bit of a bit of a mental condition. It's not always that you're being
Mm,
religious or you have a calling or something. And I'm not poking fun at any of that. But I think some of that stuff is, rooted in anxiety and being desperate and thinking, oh fuck, I must do something different. Whereas
mm,
we should just create a system. You can just be yourself because the market is there. Um, I really do
Yes,
believe
you are the
even
niche. Like each and every one of us is a niche on its own. Like, so
yeah,
it's about time we focus on creating the systems that work for us
yeah,
first. Like think of it as like you creating a what a market for yourself. What works for you and what do you believe in? And like um and most certainly the most authentic to you will be what works for you. It has to.
fully
That's just
agree.
how universe works. It has to.
I fully agree, man. I totally agree. And thank goodness that technology has finally caught up with us. We couldn't be having this conversation in the early 2000s, for example. It'll just be a
Yeah, I
dream.
mean, we wouldn't even know each other. What?
Yeah. It'll just be, yeah, I want to just go by. So I think technology has leveled the playing field, which is a very cool thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Hey, Camille, I think we can actually wrap it up there, man.
yeah.
Is there any other I don't know, notice notices, shows, where can you find your work, that type of thing,
Um.
media handles and so forth.
Okay. Well, I think you'll just put the handles in the description.
Yeah, man.
But my work you'll find online. Um, and please follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's where I'll be like just sharing all the ideas that I haven't shared in my art. um, and yeah, and like just to close, like like um close it off with the topic that scares everyone. Because like yeah, I feel like my one of my biggest intents with like just talking openly about suicide and death in general is like death is it's really like on the other side awaits like it can only be good whether you believe in an afterlife or not. This what we're experiencing here, there can't be anything worse than that.
I
Just
agree.
like trust that. And also like um I know this now for sure, but like for anyone who's having trouble with like dealing with maybe the loss of like through death of a loved one, or just like feeling bad about people um killing themselves or dying, like just know that like it's not a terrible thing. If anything, like if they could, they would be screaming at you to like not be sad about it, because that's just like like it's and it's not insensitive to look at it that way. Like for instance, when I was younger, I don't remember this because like I don't really have memories from that time, but my mom always tells me that from a young age, like my dad passed away when I was still young, maybe around 4 or something, I don't know. But she always tells me that like even then I was the one who was like consoling her about my dad's death. And like even throughout my entire life, it's never been a problem, because I don't know, I feel like somewhere intuitively I just knew that they're in a better place wherever they are. And like and also it's an inevitable thing, and people die at the time that they are supposed to die. No one like dies too young or anything like that, because like, and I know this now for sure. I mean, after 2 failed suicide attempts that even the doctor doesn't understand, I don't understand, like I shouldn't you know even be here, but I am, because it's not my time. And like um so like we shouldn't, or like yeah, I personally um wouldn't look at any death as like too soon, or like, you know, it's like everything happens for a reason. When it happens, everything, it's been something, you know, like that I've come to appreciate. I mean, I hated whenever my mom would say everything happens in its time. Used to hate that, but and then like through, you know, like things like the Taoist philosophy of the way things are, the Tao, and how nature never hurries, yet everything is accomplished. And like just, you know, doubling down on that, everything, like there's no hurry, there's no slow down, everything happens as it should. We just need to like focus on ourselves more. I feel like that's probably like the best advice that I could give to people. Now that you'll see like a whole lot of external things like politics and all these things that we know are fucked up, they're going to be crumbling down. And like, this is time for us to um, introspect a lot and work on yourself for you, for your best self, you know, like just doing the best for you. And the less the external noise, you the less you allow it to like put fear into you, or like especially fear about, oh, about the systems crumbling, like that's just gonna delay the process of things actually starting to get better. And they will, I know that for sure. Like, you'll see, I'm very excited about it. um and that's probably why I'm still here, because like I know, like I'd be missing, you know, the biggest show of all time. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for that, man. Thanks for the honesty. Much love to that. I think the honesty is still dope, man. It's just dope. Thanks for the honesty. Um,
Thank
I think
you.
that's a
Thank
really
you.
dope ass perspective as well. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, man. I think that was just cool, man. Camille, thanks for everything, man. I think this was super cool. This was definitely by
Thank
the longest episode I've had
you.
so far. I'm sure it's
Hey.
well over an hour, which is doesn't matter. I'll chop it up, I'll create shorts out of it in the next few weeks or so, and I'll publish this on.
Okay, awesome. Please send share the files with me on Drive.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah, I'll probably make shorts as well for myself. Yeah,
okay.
thanks.
Nah, for sure. Yeah. Let's
Awesome.
do that. I'll publish this on the 9th of July. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to mention the dates because people listen to it, whenever now. So yeah, man, shock, man. This was cool. Yeah, I was
Thank
gonna
you for
say a few other
everything.
things, but yeah, my pleasure, man. And yeah, man, let's keep the communication channels open, man. Like I wanna collaborate on, I don't know what. It's just I'm running with my instinct here, so I'm just being instinctive here. But
Mm,
like I feel there's a collaboration somewhere. I can't define it right now, but I know it is. Um,
yeah,
so many so
we'll
many
figure
cool
it
so
out.
many yeah,
Figure it out.
we will. So many cool points here, and I'll check out that comedian. I could use more comedy.
Yes, yes. I'll send you a link now, even.
Yeah, man, please do that. To
Right.
everybody else, people, yeah, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think about this episode. All the creators out there. Canilva, thanks a lot, my sister. It's actually getting a bit chilly. Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, it's
so
getting dark out here.
we'll
Okay.
be in touch via social
Bye.
media, and have a great evening. Man. One love.
Peace.